Hello, everybody. Isn't the scenery just divine? I'm just sitting in the parking lot. Anyways, a few nights ago, I was winding down for bed, and I had this kind of narrative or scenario play out in my head, and I thought that the message I got from it was so profound that I said I would have shared it with you. So if you have a few minutes to spare, hear me out. So let me take you on a journey. You can close your eyes if you want to, or just listen while you're focused, right? Imagine two kids, maybe let's just say two young girls playing, right? One has a tree house, and so the friend would usually come over and they would play in the tree house, and they would have lots of fun, and they would do this consistently over years, or just a long time, like they've been friends, right? And just like they always do after playing, the other friend would find their home and they would go home, but they would come the very next day and knock on the door, and it's open, and she goes in and she plays. And then one day she goes to knock on the door and the friend doesn't answer, and so she walks away thinking, oh, I must have forgotten that they were going to go out today. And she comes the other day and no answer. She's like, it's strange. The very next day she goes, and the friend answers from inside, but she doesn't let her in, right? And so she consistently goes back every other day just to see if maybe it's time to play, maybe they can play again, but she gets absolutely nothing. And you can imagine after some time she gives up, because she's like, you know what, maybe she actually doesn't want to play with me anymore. Maybe something changed, and let me just give up. Maybe she'll come get me. That's probably what she walks away feeling like. When she's ready, she will come and get me. So the friend walks away a little bit brokenhearted, a little bit sad, but hopeful that this friend will call. The friend never calls, right? And as I'm listening or thinking about the scenario playing out in my head, I am reminded of just how sometimes people are like that, and people abandon or reject friends. They reject partners. Even parents sometimes abandon their children, and for the person on the receiving end, it's heartbreaking and devastating, if you will. And while I had that thought, I thought about Jesus and how his word says to us that if we seek him, we shall find him, right? If we knock, the door will be opened unto us. And isn't that amazing? And sometimes, in this life, we have to realize that humans are humans and they change, right? And while we authentically try our best to be good human beings, sometimes for whatever reasons we make decisions, or sometimes they say people come in your life for a season and a reason. But this is not to bash anybody who has rejected anyone, but it's just more so to encourage the person who is probably feeling a little down or a little sad about losing a friendship or losing a partnership, or even a breaking with family. The other verse that came to mind was actually in Revelation, where it said, Jesus is basically saying, I am here, I knock, and if you open the door, I will come in and sit with you. And it's just profound, as in, we're here sometimes begging people to accept us, begging people to be with us, where God is just like, I'm here, just waiting for you to accept me. I want to be with you. I want to commune with you. And so that is a word that I got from it. It might mean something to other people, and some people it'd be like, but whoever has ear to hear, as the word says in Revelation 3:22, whoever has ear to hear, let them hear. So I hope this was a blessing to you. I hope that you got something from it, and just remember that Jesus is always there, ready and willing to receive you. And if you have not knocked on his door yet, or if you have not even let him in, may today be the day that you accept him. Bye, y'all.